Hey, it's Noir Nerd here, and this is a video tutorial. I'm going to talk about a few array manipulation methods you can use in JavaScript. Specifically in this example in React, but this is going to apply to vanilla JS as well. I'm just going to be using vanilla JavaScript array manipulation methods, no libraries like Lodash or anything. I just want to use vanilla JS in this example so that you can learn about how to use JavaScript from a fundamental level as opposed to using something like Lodash where which does some of the which abstracts a lot that way, even though Lodash is great, don't get me wrong, but I think it's important to know or to learn to the best of your ability the fundamentals. So anyway, I've set up this basic example so far, and then I'm going to go through a few different things you can do with arrays in JavaScript. So what I've basically done so far in this React project setup is just made it so I can generate 10 random values, and then set the array state to that. So you can see there, every time I click this button, it generates another 10 values. And then what we're going to do is look at some common methods we'd use, and then on this screen we'll show what those are. So let's just have a look at the code. So I'm not going to go over the React part of it because I'm not really covering React here. I'm trying to cover array manipulation, but so I've set up. I'll go over the basic part of that though first. So I've just done a create React app project, created a component called main, and then put more code in here. So again, this part's sort of moot, but I guess I should cover it. So I've got a function called generate random number here. I do a for loop 10 times, generate a random number, and then push those values to the array variable, which is declared here, and then I set the state of R, which is defined here up here in the constructor, to the values which are pushed, which is where we get the random values. But we're not looking too much at that. We're going to look at just a few basics now, and then it returns the in the render the function cycle. This is just markup, then the on click, which is this generate random number. So what might we want to add to that? If we want to do some basic, so what are some things we might want to do often if we're dealing with an array? So what say if we wanted to maybe we want to push a random value, so maybe we want to add one. So if we've got these values here and I wanted to add 10 to the end of it, for example, or 9, just as a random example, it doesn't really make much difference. It's just write a function for that. So add, we can even make it a random value to add at the end. So if I go add random, then we'll be using the push method for this. Add random value push or something like that. Ding ding. Okay, so here, how are we going to do that? So I've created an event, binded it here, and then on click there. So that's, don't need to explain that bit hopefully. So we're going to create a variable, let random number equal, and then just copy this because it's just going to be a random number again between 0 and 10. Okay, then we're going to do this. We're going to use the slice method to grab the array, new array, because this dot state And while I'm doing this, I've got to say, like, I'm still learning the best ways to do this stuff in React. It's not always I've just been scratching my head for a few minutes trying to remember how to do this properly, actually, because yeah, it can be a bit tough sometimes. Random number, so this pushes the randomly generated number to the end of the array index. And next up, I've got to show you how to show a specific index value in an array. But anyway, this dot set state, and do this, and then what we want to do is say the array, set it to the, so there's a reference in the memory to that new array, which is here. That's that, and then we want to try that out, and then let's look at our screen again. Generate random, yeah, so you can just add a random number, going on and on and on and on for as long as you want, actually, and then tell you to generate a new one, which generates a completely new. So that's well, in that example it's a random one, but that's that. So what next? Maybe we should look at how do you refer to a specific index. So in an array you have index, which is basically the position of the items in the array, and it starts from 0. That's important to it. So the first item in the array is 0, the second is 1. So if you're not familiar with that, that might be quite confusing, I guess, at first. So let's show the index. We can just refer to it directly in React through the state. So before I just got a bit mixed up, actually I've forgotten. So if you want to refer to it, you can refer to it directly in there, because you've got the state reference there. So if I just go, if we're going to do it just so that you can, so if I wanted to refer to the this dot state, the index of this this R, and then just go bracket like that, 0. So then if I go something like, put something like the first value at index position 0. And I've missed something there. Just added these divs so that there's, it's just, okay, there we go. So first value at index position there is 2. Taken the main, I want the main text in there still. Not the index value there, I want that. So we got that state array. So I want to show it, still want to see the full thing. Yeah, so you can see there it just shows 8, which is the first value, and anytime I generate a new one, it shows a new one. Generate random. Every time it's going to show. So that's how you refer to. If I change that to example to, here's a clever one you can do with it as well. So this is quite. Want to have a look at the length of the array? We do this. This is quite easy. Length of array. This is pretty simple. This one. Just refer to the state and then just dot length. This is quite an easy one, and that'll just show us the length. There's nothing at the minute. No, it's 10. That's 10. It's always going to be 10 actually, because I've generated 10, and then it goes bigger. Okay, so we've done some simple stuff there, like generating random, adding a number with push, and the length of the array. So what's some other array methods we can look at? I just think maybe we want to get a specific, we can look at index of, maybe find index. There's loads of different methods you can look into for this sort of thing. There's quite a there's many different ways of doing things. Another one you might use quite frequently actually is map, so I think I'll look at that next. I'm gonna have to refer to the documentation for this because I can't always do it from the top or from memory. Not a computer. So that, I think maps one I use quite frequently, and that basically creates a new array. So let's just do a new button for it. So just put that on markup first. So I'm going to do there we go, yeah, that's why. Sorry, no more harder. Map example. And then I'll just do ×2. So what would be a simple example then? Map R. Just call it map R. And then I'll do this R2 because it's going to be a different state, I guess. So what do I call it? I was going to call it map R, map array, open brackets. Okay, so I think I'll do this like this. Let's change up the label on there. R2 equal this dot state. I'll also reference my array map. And then we'll just call refer to value arrow function ×2. I'm just referring to the example in MSDN at the minute actually, because and then we're going to have to create a new state called R2 and then set that state here. I think this will work. R2, let's just set the state of R2. So here I need to just create a new empty variable in memory state. So it doesn't crash, which is a good start usually. Okay, so I just made a bit of a boo-boo there. I forgot completely to bind my on-click event. But anyway, let's just talk about this. So I'm slicing the original array again here, and this let R equals this state R slice. And then I'm doing array2, which is the new one I'm creating. And then I'm timesing that by 2, I'm mapping it and times it by 2, and then setting the state to R2. If I do generate random again, map example, I think it's working now anyway. You just see, yeah, state R2, so it's just mapping it there. Just so if I do generate random, it should yeah, it just keeps adding it. So if I do just keep on going up and up. We can see that something's happening there. You can see that. Let's refresh it. If I do generate random 3, see it's like 3, 6, 8, 16, 5, 10, 4, 8, 0, 0, 0. Of course, there's nothing. So you can see this 9, 18, 24, 48. So it's doubling it. So you can see that that's happening there. That's demonstrated by the 3, 6, 0, 0, 0. That's another thing. I'll see 16. And then I think if I just do it again, we'll just 26, 41, 21, blah 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 blah. Anyway, so that's an example of doing that. The map function. Quite probably useful to look at filters actually as well. I use those quite extensively before. So you can use filter, so it's like for testing really. So for example, let's just think of a test to do. So we'll use numbers, so any number over 5 will do that. So let's just create another button with an on click again. Probably getting a bit messy, so we'll probably leave it here after this. But that's covered a few things at least, I think. Filter numbers over 5, and then we'll just return whatever's there. I'm not sure. So just go put filter just to keep it simple. Filter, dun. Create a function for that. Normally on click. Remember to do this because I forgot this last time, and always finding a function, finding the event, on click event. Let's just go filter. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Probably create a new state for that actually. Yeah, so let's put R3 for now. It's not the best naming convention maybe, but it'll be alright for this example. So how do we do this? So slice the function, the original array again. Then I'm going to go let result equal R, which is referring to that array. Filter, ding, and then R. I'll just put item, some word for it, some word for an item in the array. That is item dot length. Dot length. So just refer it using what we were doing before to see the length is more. It's more than 5. Yeah, over 5, not equal to, so it's just over. Okay, and then we want to set the state of array 3 to that. To the result. Ah, come on, seriously. Sorry, this keyboard on the ThinkPad's not great. Okay, and then we just want to put this dot state that we want to refer to here. This dot state dot R3. No, and probably want to spell state correctly as well. Okay, so let's generate the random. Find numbers over 5. Okay, that didn't work. Why not? Ah, sorry, I just had a brain fart then. I completely forgot something there. I had a bit of a brain fart there, sorry. Basically what I did wrong there was, yeah, so I did something very stupid then. So I was checking the length, like if it was a string, but so basically all I had to do was add is over 5. So because we were checking for it, it's an integer, it's not a string. So generate a new random one. Yeah, you can see 6, 8. So all the things that are true over 5. Generate random again. There's 6, 9. So there's not many there. Number, for example, and I think that'll probably do. I'll put a link to this on the GitHub. Hope it's been useful in some sense. It's been yes, obviously this is a huge area and there's loads of stuff you can cover in this, but Let's just see actually what happens. Maybe looking at, I'll probably add a. I'll probably add a. I don't really need to add an initial one because you can just generate around it. Okay, I think that'll probably do for this. Hope to be useful in some sense. Like I was initially going to say, this is going to be. I mean, it has become very React specific, I suppose, just by virtue of me doing it in React, which I didn't really do for any specific reason, just because I just get it up running quite fast. But it's been quite useful for me even as well, because just I'm always 100% sure on the best way to do stuff with array manipulation in React sometimes. So yeah. Anyway, that's some concepts covered. So we've covered how to reference an index in an array, how to push something to an array at the end of an array, how to map, and how to filter. Let's get rid of that because it's not needed. And yeah, I don't know if I can do much more than that really. I hope you've enjoyed watching. If you've got something out of it, like and subscribe if you have. And I've been on Nerd. Cheers for watching.